sorry it has been quite a while, but my sister got married, so that's awesome. And I took a little bit of time off to recover from that, and now we're back. So I'm sorry I kind of left you guys hanging there, but we will do the plant haul that I got from Ted's Garden Center. In my last video, we did a rare plant shopping video. If you haven't seen that, definitely go check it out. I will leave it linked down below. But yeah, so it's probably been like 3 weeks now since I was there. So the plants have grown a little bit. Yeah, so that's exciting. It's kind of like already a growth update, even though you haven't even seen them yet. I would really appreciate it if you guys would watch this video all the way through. That really helps me out, and give me a like and a comment down below on what your favorite plant is that I picked up in today's video. So without further ado, let's get into the plants. Okay, so this is labeled as an Antherium magnificum dark. I'm not sure that I've ever heard of that, but I have Antherium, like a regular, or what was sold to me as a regular Antherium dark, or regular Antherium magnificum. And the petioles are a little bit different on this plant than that plant. So I'm not sure if that's the only difference. The leaf shape is a little bit different, but who knows? I thought this one was beautiful, and so I picked it up. So there is a little bit of damage. Some of that I'm honestly pretty sure is in my care. I am battling some thrips also at the moment. So yeah, I'm also battling some thrips at the moment upstairs in my grow tent. And that's where I've had these when I've been gone. So do you see the ribbing or the rippling of the petioles here? So also magnificum stems are square. If you can't focus, please. They are square. But my magnificum that I've had for a while now doesn't have these ribs at the top. So I don't know if this is just because it's a little bit more immature or what. This one doesn't have them as prominent, but they're still there. It's really cool that the petioles are a little bit different. Yeah, so this is what is labeled as Antherium magnificum dark. So I just watered this guy, so he's a little bit limp, but that's okay. So this is my Antherium forgetii. I'm not sure like what variety it is. I would say it has more silver to the veins, but some of them aren't very prominent at all. But this is still kind of a more immature plant. I have a close up, but there are 2 plants in here, and that's why I picked this one out. So that's really nice. Maybe one day I'll separate them. But here's kind of the larger leaves. This one's a little bit damaged, but it's still soft. We got a new one coming in there. And here is the other plant that it's a little bit smaller. And like I said, I just watered this, so that's why it's a little bit floppy. But yeah, still super cute. Let's save the philodendron for last because, you know, I'm obsessed with philodendron. So I finally picked up a string of turtles. So that was really fun. This was $34.99. I felt like it was a pretty decent price for one, the hanging basket, and just the volume of the plant and the new growth points. I mean, I have had this for like 3 weeks, like I said. So, I mean, all of these tiny baby leaves that you can't even see for some reason are all new growth. They're not as bad on this side. So I'm not sure if I'm giving it too much light or not enough light or why, but the leaves are so tiny. Or maybe that's how they come in and then they get larger over time. I really don't know. I've never had this plant before. Probably needs a drink of water as well. But yeah, it's blooming, it's happy, it's growing, even if the leaves are small. Super cute. I'm so glad I found one that I didn't have to pay like a crazy amount for. So there's that one. And this one, it honestly is kind of similar. It's obviously not the same genus or anything, but I like veiny leaves, so that's obviously my thing. The last two plants aren't necessarily super veiny, but they're definitely cool. So this, I got 2 of these. I left the other one upstairs because it's basically the same thing. So I got this watermelon Discidium. It was $19.99. And like I said, I got 2 of them. I'm gonna combine them into my sand planter because the plant in there died. So I'm gonna do that whenever I get a minute. But it is pushing out new growth. There have been, like I said, all these plants besides one of the last ones have been upstairs in my grow tent. So they have like been exposed to thrips, I guess you could say. But I did see thrips on both of, like adult thrips on both of my Discidia. And it's very interesting about how, I mean, thrips are terrible. Obviously, nobody wants that, but it is very interesting how particular they are about the plants they eat. I don't know why that is, but there's some plant that's sitting up there totally infested, and then the plant right next to it has nothing on it, and no damage, no nothing, and I'm like, okay. Here's the close-up on my Discidia. I mean, there is some damage, but like I said, there are thrips going on. I haven't seen any on this plant in a couple of days, so that is good news. But there's a lot of new growth points happening here and here. As Plant Me Ashley would say, throwing little hands. Like this guy, he's whooping it up back there. So yeah, super cute plant. It is very similar to Hoyas, so if you like Hoyas, you know, Discidia are like right next door to that. So when I saw this, I just couldn't pass it up. Even though it used to be a super common house plant and now everybody's paying an arm and a leg for it, I'm one of those people that paid an arm and a leg for Micans, and I don't regret it one bit. So it's super thirsty right now, so don't judge that. But these leaves are massive, and it's growing aerial roots like crazy. I mean, this leaf is pretty damaged. I don't really know what happened there, but these leaves are really big. And it has like crazy vines all over the place. I'm gonna propagate them because for some reason the aerial roots are going mad. How can I show you? I doubt this will focus, but the aerial roots there are going mad. So I'm gonna propagate this even probably today or after tomorrow after I get some water. So it's super big and super full and super lush, and it has a lot of veins. Like they climbed all the way to the top, and then whoever was growing them just looped them back down around the plant. So yeah, it's a super happy plant. I did pay $89 for it. But honestly, like in, you know, big box stores, you gotta take that out of the picture. But any house, or how do I say this? In some of the greenhouses I've been to, or garden centers I've been to, they're selling, you know, like a 3-foot totem with a pothos on it for $60 or $70. And to me, I'd rather have micans. I have killed several micans in the past, so let's hope I can figure this out. But yeah, I don't really have anything else to say about this besides I'm going to be getting scissor happy with those aerial roots here in the next couple of days. And it's a super awesome plant. I really want to grow one like on a stake or up a wall or something, so I can get those super big mature leaves. The only thing I don't like about that idea is that they lose their velvetyness. But it's not like we really ever get to the mature state, right? I don't know. But here's kind of an up close. I have no idea if it's focusing or not. But those leaves, I mean, that big one in the front there is probably 3.5 inches long. It's such a beautiful, healthy plant. And all of the tendrils I've kind of tried just looping around for now because I really have no idea what to do with them. Yes. So that is my philodendron micans. My last plant, I can't even remember what it was called, but it was, the tag was wrong, but there was another plant there that was the exact same plant. And that one didn't have, I mean, it still had 2 leaves, but it didn't have like a nice growth point. So I wanted to get this one with a nice growth point, and I'm glad I did because it's already pushing out a new leaf. But from what I remember, the name is Philodendron Silver Spa, or SP. So it's technically like undescribed. I don't really know. So here it is. It honestly kind of reminds me of a Plomanii or a mame, right? That have the very indented ribs and stuff. But I don't think it's a climber. Or I don't think it's a crawler. I think it might be a climber. But I really hope it's a crawler. I don't really know. I couldn't find much online. So yeah, and it is pushing out a new leaf there. And it is super nice. Like I said, it has kind of the darker green. It's almost like a pillowy leaf. That's what I'm looking for. It's like a pillowy leaf, and it has like the indents are super dark. And then it has like a maroon, dark red line on the side. Oh, that is just beautiful. And again, I have been spraying these a crap ton, and they've got a little bit of thrip damage, I'm sure. And there's the new leaf coming out. The petioles are, the shape of them are pretty normal, but they have kind of some flecking all the way down. And this one is like all silver. Doesn't have like the silver splashes like the Plomanii or the mame. It is all silver. I mean, do I have even a plant to show it? I'll just pick up this one here. So you can see that this is the Plomanii. It has some like silvery lines and variegation to it. And this one is like a Cebu blue, silver blue color. Like, it's amazing. I'm really excited to see this one grow because, like I said, I couldn't find much online about it, so I don't really know if yeah. So if you've ever heard of this, I seriously think it was Philodendron Silver SP. Like, that's what it was labeled as. But yeah, super beautiful. So this is the last plant that I picked up. I believe. I spent way too much money, as I always do. But it's a great, great plant shop. They have awesome plants all of the time. And generally when I go, I'm like looking for the uncommon and rare plants, but they have an amazing common plant section. Even some of their common plants are like plants I would never see here in my town, and they're considered common plants, but like to here they're like uncommon plants, and it's the same state. So wherever they get their plants from definitely is an awesome place, because they know what's trendy and what's going to sell. And yeah, so it's just so awesome that I can find some of these more uncommon plants and rare plants. It's so nice that I can get some of these more rare plants or uncommon plants more locally. I mean, it's still like 2.5 hour drive, but 2.5 hour drive versus the shipping stress on me and the plant, it's well worth it. I highly recommend going to that greenhouse because it's amazing. Yeah, so that was it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this plant haul. If you guys want to see more content similar to this, definitely hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of my upcoming videos. Also, leave a comment down below on what your favorite plant was that I picked up in this haul. Again, if you missed that tour video, there's a lot of rare plants in there. They have a lot of Monstera albos and all sorts of cool stuff. So if you missed that video, definitely go and check it out. I will leave it linked down below in the description box. But yeah, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We will see you in my next one. Bye, guys. Okay, so I just did the intro and then I realized I filmed it in slow motion, so we're back. Let's just make sure it's videoing. Are we recording? Woohoo.